Most entrepreneurs love freedom, they crave chaos, they love risk, but guess what? They have a hard time feeling internally fulfilled and like they love themselves. Do you want to work with someone who is constantly not taking rest and not taking ownership and is portraying burnout symptoms? Or would you rather work with the entrepreneur and the business owner who honors their rest, has proper boundaries, and is showing up with enthusiasm, with energy, and is coming from a balanced and abundant state of mind? I invested 15K into a spiritual coach, and this is what happened. Most entrepreneurs love freedom, they crave chaos, they love risk, but guess what? They have a hard time feeling internally fulfilled and like they love themselves. I'm not sure if you have taken the Enneagram quiz, but when I found out that I was a 3, it all made sense. I feel worthy from achievements, constantly going and going and going to have a sense of worthiness. Looking back at that time in my life, I was working from 6 a.m. to 10 p.m. at night, going to college, taking lots and lots of sales calls, getting very burnt out, not feeling in alignment with what I wanted in my life. And at that point, from almost reaching burnout at 21, I decided I needed help. So, what did I do? I invested. I seeked out a mentor, and she had a life that honestly kind of triggered me because she knew how to take rest. She didn't work every single hour of the day, yet she was still successful in other areas of life than just business. I was addicted to coffee. I was working every hour of the day and I didn't know how to properly rest, so my nervous system was all jacked up. And through that process of spending a lot of money on this coach, it was about a year of working together. I have now eased my nervous system. I know how to rest and I have the tools to be able to know that my worthiness does not come from my achievements, although it's easy for me to slip back into. I have to actively put rest on my calendar, so I do it. And yeah, it's been amazing through that whole process. I also found myself releasing a lot of beliefs around rest, and I wanted to share those with you in this video. And at the end, I will also share a bit about where I'm at now and the tools and routines, like the practical routines that I am now doing. What we did first was I learned how to breathe. I learned how to meditate. I was resting. I was taking walks. I was just coming back to myself and learning to be in a time of alone without anyone else, without distractions, and feel at peace within that. Rest will give you more than you can ever imagine. We began to rewire my brain to enjoy life and enjoy adventures and rewire my brain away from addictive stress to addicted to more healthy things like going on walks, catching up with friends, and not craving cheap dopamine. I realized that I was coming from, in most of my decisions, a place of scarcity and a place of lack. And we switched into becoming able to make decisions from a place of worthiness, abundance, and learn that when I put boundaries in place and focus on my happiness, I can also outpour into others as well. A lot of times we think that working hard, working every day of the week, long hours is going to help you grow. And there is a certain cap to that because at a certain point, it's no longer going to be you in business. You have to create leverage. And if you want to have people who are inspired by you, who want to show up and work with you, do you want to work with someone who is constantly not taking rest and not taking ownership and is portraying burnout symptoms? Or would you rather work with the entrepreneur and the business owner who honors their rest, has proper boundaries, and is showing up with enthusiasm, with energy, and is coming from a balanced and abundant state of mind? Which entrepreneur would you want to work for, right? So when you have that different energy, that different frequency, people will be magnetized to you. And through that, through the process of shedding away the stress, relaxing my nervous system, making decisions from my future self from a place of abundance, and knowing that no matter what, I'm always cared for, I started to detach from the business and actually watched it grow much, much faster than it had before. If right now you're experiencing this cap where you feel like there is a glass ceiling on your growth and you're working, but you're not seeing as much growth that you want, it might be time to assess your current way of doing things, your current way of thinking, your current beliefs around work, around money, and around rest. So here's a few journal questions, and then I'll get into the current routines I have set in place, okay? First, let's just drop in really quick. So if you can, just close down your eyes, roll your shoulders up and down, taking a deep breath in through your nose. Release any stress. And I want you to remember this innate truth, and you can repeat after me, okay? Being worthy is my birthright. I know that I am inherently worthy. I was born into this world worthy. I am abundant with each new day. There is a new opportunity for me to show up as that best version of myself. Now, I want you to grab a pen and paper and write down these questions. What is my current relationship with rest? Am I actively making decisions from a place of abundance? Where in my life or business am I stagnant and not growing in? You can pause this video, take some time to reflect on these questions. Through this entire season of working with this spiritual coach, I was dating myself. I was not entertaining any type of relationship, even dating. I was dating myself, like writing love notes to myself, taking myself on dates, falling in love with who I am, and knowing that I'm worthy of these dates, I'm worthy of meeting my own needs. And that began to really allow me to take um, that needed time to learn who I was. And now, after being in Bali, I have intentionally decided to take 2 days off a week to fully rest and recharge. I meditate 2 times, one time in the morning and one time at night. I try to do one in the middle of the day as well. I, with the gyms here, can actively spend time with God in the morning as well, or at the pools, reading my Bible, spending time with God has been so transformational. Like reading the Bible, if you've never read it before, it's the #1 best-selling book in the world for a reason. I'll just say that. It has the power to change your heart and mind. And um, I think there is definitely room for me to improve with rest and work-life balance. It's going to always be somewhat of a give or take in any season of life. But I think that knowing, having an innate knowing that you can live life on your own terms, that you can have the freedom to have fun, and that you don't always need to be glued to your computer to still be successful, has set me free and allowed me to make decisions in my day to day, in my week to week, in my month to month with much more mm, intention, like, and freedom. I can take a day off. I can, take time off, and it's all going to be okay. It's not going to burn to the ground. Even though I love chaos, even though I love taking risks, it's important that we learn how to, even in the middle of storms, be at peace and to create space for enhancing the skill of being patient and being still, so that when our business is growing and there's not a ton of challenges or problems, we don't subconsciously create those in our business. Also, throughout that process, I made more money than I ever have in a year. I mean, every single year we're growing and growing and growing, like more money's being made. Um, Took on more clients than I ever have, traveled more than I ever have, traveled to Costa Rica, to Thailand, to Bali, and really just up leveled my self worth of who I am by creating those boundaries in place and meeting my own needs. Let me know if you like this type of video. It's a bit more personal and authentic into what I actually went through with this spiritual coach that I invested 15K with. When you do the internal work, the external can feel a lot easier. So if you're not seeing, I encourage you, if you're not seeing a ton of growth and progress in your external life, to do the internal work and watch your external life fall suit. Love you so much, and I will see you in the next video.
I have learned that, like, working with you, like I just a really quick thing is the last people I worked with, I felt like boom, 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 like just like they were just pushing, like, make you hustle. And it's great. That works for some people. For me, I gotta be intuitive and I've gotta like be true to myself. And like I feel like you really helped me to do that. Like, because I just see like our first call when like I first talked to you, you were just so chill and you're just like, okay, have a good day, peace, and you left. And I was just like, I want to embody this. I told my husband, I want to embody like what she's doing. Like it's just so inspiring, girl.
I
So
remember taking that call because I literally was in the middle of my leg day and I was like, oh, I need to go take this call. And so I just went outside and it was just beautiful, like sunny day. And I was like, oh, this girl looks sick. I was looking at her Instagram. I was like, this girl, we could definitely help out.